Hi, everybody. David Noor. I want to welcome you back to another impromptu, quick live video session. I'm elated about the latest book, Co-Create. And this one is focused on actually two webinars in the webinar series. If you haven't been to cocreatebook.com, I've been doing a webinar series to share key insights, key nuggets from the book over the last several months and or several weeks, and we've got still a few more to go. Webinar number 3 was focused on this idea of adaptive innovation. I've been talking about this idea for now 3-4 years, and the notion is if you have strategic relationships out in the market, hopefully, they identify what I call faint market signals. These may be trends. These may be things they're seeing at the edge of where business happens. Unfortunately, maybe because of digital or the convenience of digital, in some ways we're becoming even more disconnected from the edge of where our products, our services, our value is really delivered to that end recipient. And a lot of people think a lot about input, kind of what they do and how they do it, not enough about outcome, not enough about the results they create, or what I say, how their relationships are better off because they're in that relationship together. So the idea of adaptive innovation is you have relationships out in the market who identify, I call them signal scouts. They identify faint market signals, and if you're savvy enough to, again, another interesting term in the book, listen louder, you start to identify those signals, find ways to bring them in, and really figure out how to apply them with what I call in the book pilots and prototypes. Startups do this really well. The lean startup movement is all about how do we quickly build a minimal viable kind of product, or here's conceptually what we're thinking of. Test that with a few relationships you like, you would trust, you respect. Think of a soft opening by a hotel or a restaurant where they invite their friends to kind of test out the system, work out the kinks, and kind of take it to market and learn and adapt as you go. But the fundamental point in that chapter and that webinar that I talked about is the market is moving way too fast. Agility and nimbleness matters more than ever before. So you have to become that much more diligent, identify a need, fill a need, move quickly, right? That was the third webinar. Fourth webinar, I talked about strategic relationships. Ideas like you're no longer in charge of your own brand. The market kind of determines and delivers your brand. At the time of recording of this session, there's the whole United Airlines dragging a passenger off the plane, and the CEO who initially comes on and says that it's the passenger's fault, and now does a about face, and it's just a disaster, and really bad decisions by the people at the edge of making those decisions that cost the company millions of dollars in just publicity damage. So you're not reading, you're not watching United's commercials or United's ads. It's the social media and the conversations people are having about the terrible treatment of this paying customer, right? So the strategic relationships matter more than ever before. And again, in Co-Create, I talk a lot about not just you really developing and nurturing that brand, but I give you examples from clients like Hilton and ThyssenKrupp and KPMG, and there's actually illustrations, really tight illustrations in the book that talks about those examples and how they're using visualization to really convey a succinct message, and really how to strengthen those relationships and strengthen your narrative. Think about it a second. We live our lives in the narrative. That's how we remember. We remember stories. We remember great stories about companies and brands and relationships, and we remember negative ones. So visually telling that story is priceless. It's remembered, it's repeated, and it creates impact in what you're trying to do. Last but not least, again, I'm excited about the May 9th publication, and we have the entire the introduction and the first chapter as a perk, as a giveaway, if you pre-order a copy of the book. So that's it. I hope you'll keep coming back to the webinar series. You can learn all about kind of the idea and what we're trying to do, and we're starting to create links to articles and videos. I'm creating a really interesting animation on Co-Create that we'll put on cocreatebook.com. So I hope you'll go to it. Let's see, David Thomas. Hey, David, it's been a while. Thanks very much. Enjoy your post. Would love to connect. So, David, thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your interest in the book. Again, cocreatebook.com is the website. I hope you'll join us for the webinar series. I hope you'll pick up a pre-order copy, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple iTunes. We've also partnered with some bulk pre-order partners on the website as well. That's it for today. Thanks. I will see you next Tuesday. Is the webinar on the next chapter, the next in the series, and I hope you'll go to the website to register for those and join us. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.